Hi everybody, it's Fishy, and I don't usually do this, but I save my rants for my show that I used to do, or I go on someone else's show and have my say and then I'm done. But I'm not comfortable with the way things are, and I have to get this off my chest. Things have felt wrong to me in this country for a long time. And I bet there are a lot of people who feel the same way, who feel something's just off. And it's been really bad the last couple of weeks, but it's just felt off for a long time. You know, people mock conservatives for saying it doesn't feel like this is my country anymore. But there's a reason for that. Conservatives and libertarians and Tea Party people are being called anarchists and arsonists and terrorists by the likes of President Obama and Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi. But did the shutdown blow up any part of government? Did anything go kablooey? Most people didn't even notice that the government was shut down. And conservatives, libertarians, Tea Party people, we just want to be left alone. We don't want to have to go to government for every little thing. We want us to be left alone, for government to stop trying to kill small businesses, stop taking our guns, just leave us alone. And let's talk about big government. Why do we have such big government? You've got the IRS targeting you. You've got the NSA spying on you. The DOJ trying to disenfranchise you, not to mention trying to sell weapons to, drug cartels. And then shutting down the Amber Alert link because of the shutdown when it didn't have to be. All they did was reroute it. How can you not be just insane in your head thinking about all of these things big government is doing to you? Not only that, but here we have the National Park Service establishing something like free speech zones where you can have an amnesty rally on the mall, but you can't have veterans visiting their memorials, or tourists being locked into hotels at Old Faithful and Yellowstone so that they can't see anything, they can't recreate. Really? That's the government you want? I don't know. I don't think so. But government is too big. But what was the citizens' reaction to too big government when the shutdown happened? When the Lincoln Memorial was looking a little iffy, Lawnmower Man came and took a lawnmower and started mowing the grass. Didn't need government for that. Of course, they threw him out anyway. But he came back with a leaf blower. And then when the veterans were going to lose their death benefits because of the shutdown, because of all the arguing over what was actually covered in emergency spending, Fisher House stepped in and they guaranteed those families the assistance that they were promised. They didn't do that because they felt like they needed to take up the government slack. They felt for those people. And they found a problem and they dealt with it without asking permission, I might add. So even the veterans, when the National Park Service left such a mess at all those monuments, the veterans recycled all those barriers right in front of the White House. See, citizens can do things without government help. It's amazing what we can do. But why do we need so much government? It's got to be about control. How did we get such big government? There's been no budget for 5 years, but it goes back much farther than that. For decades, everyone's been bringing their wish lists to Washington. Every little group, every little small constituency has been attempting to get in with the lobbyists and get them and their people paid somehow. So right now, though, with no budget, we're lurching from continuing resolution to continuing resolution. It just means, hey, we'll pass a bill to fund the government for a little while until we can get a budget, which never happens. It's like freaking Groundhog Day in Washington. It's like Lucy with the football. This is football season. Okay, I can talk football. Every time Lucy holds the ball for Charlie Brown to kick, and every time she pulls it away. How many times is it going to take Charlie Brown to learn? It seems like he's not learning at all. Every time we come to a crisis like this, we end up with things probably even worse than if nobody had done anything. Can't go on that way. There's $17 trillion in debt in this country. Just us spending. And somebody's going to come collect that $17 trillion. And they're going to get it from you, or they're going to get it from your kids and your grandkids. Your kids and your grandkids are collateral on all of U.S. spending. You know what full faith and credit of the United States means? You, your tax dollars, your collateral. Think about that. And what are we spending it on? Okay, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, which, by the way, if you're paying into that, and most of us are, you're getting screwed, just so you know. But they're also financing studies on duck junk. I'm not kidding. And, of course, we've got free birth control, and Big Bird has been saved. That's where your money's going. People, I know in the government, these are supposed to be smart people, but there's a reason that math is hard is a hashtag. Apparently, they can't figure that out. Or they're concerned about something else. And it's infuriating because we know the answers. We know what we have to do. But no one has the will for it. And there's people on the right who would be objecting to cutting spending. Shame on you. And you ought to sell it better, too. But as the editor at Free Radical Network, any of my writers, any of the people who write there will tell you that I don't allow rants without an action item. That I prefer you don't just stir people up, but you give them something to do as well, if you're going to stir them up. So I have some action items, and I'm going to start, well, with the President and Congress. I don't have anything to say to you. All I'm going to get out of you is that I'm racist, to which all I have to say is prove it, because you keep using those terms, but we keep proving you wrong time and again, and time's on our side. You're going to keep using that inflammatory rhetoric. Anarchists, terrorists, arsonists, racists, bigots, homophobes, whatever you're going to use. Eventually, you're going to run out of steam. Your superlatives are going to run dry, and then where do you go? You can only say Bush Hitler so many times. And do you realize that Bush has been out of office for 5 years now? Just saying. So, to the GOP Congress. We know that this spending and debt and budget nightmare didn't start with you guys now. But it is your mess to clean up right now. Time is running out. People are depending on you. And why do we want so many drastic cuts? That's pretty easy. Because every dollar we send to Washington, D.C., they spend too. How are we letting that happen? Well, you are. You've given up most of your authority to agencies and bureaucracies and part of the federal branch that is the executive. You guys are supposed to be the legislative branch. Yeah, that means legislate, although fewer laws would be better. But you let the administrative stuff go to the executive branch, and you don't have any control over that. And you've let this government grow to an insane size. And you don't have the political will to stop it. And you ought to be ashamed. As near as I can figure, most of you guys are just trying to hold your seats in Congress rather than do what's right. But if you stand for us, we will stand with you. We've proven it. Stop letting us down. Stop punking out. And by the way, learn how to sell your ideas. Really. During the shutdown, where were the videos about all of the bills that the House had passed, that the Senate, led by Harry Reid, rejected? Where were those? Why did you not even try to message that? New Jersey Libertarian and I had to make the shutdown nightmare video. They shut down. What? Because it wasn't out there. The RNC didn't do it. Congressional staff didn't do it. Campaign staff didn't do it. Where were you? We have to do that ourselves? Well, apparently, can't even trust Republicans to do messaging. We've got to do it for them. And on the fight for Obamacare, where's the video showing how difficult it is to sign up? All the delays. Where are the stats that show how few people are actually signing up yet, given it's only the first week? But it's still insane. Where's your messaging on that? No, a video is not going to stop everything, but it'll reach more people than you will in front of a podium with a microphone. People don't believe in you if all you have is no. So why aren't you proving your case? Why aren't you providing those alternatives in a place where everybody can find them? All these study committees and bills that get thrown around up in Congress, they don't do anybody any good if no one can back you up with it, if no one can help you sell it. You've got to sell it. And enough with you guys. Young voters, let me talk to you for a bit. I heard an interview not too long ago that R.J. Mueller did with a college professor who leans sort of liberal, and one of the things that he mentioned was that younger voters, the millennials, really praise authenticity, that they like that better and respond to that better. So I'm going to try to be really authentic with you here. I worry for your future. I worry if you're going to have a harder life even than we do. And I'm a Gen Xer. Yeah. I'm way ahead of you guys in terms of age, and I'm going to end up collecting on these benefits should they still be here. The ones you'll be paying for currently, if you guys don't pay attention. Politics may be boring to you, but I guarantee you it's going to hurt you. Stuff is going to affect your life. It's going to invade your life. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to wonder how it all happened. Don't let that happen. Find out what's going on. Help us reach people in your generation. Be an influencer. Talk about politics. Talk about the things that are important. And do it in a way that helps further the cause of freedom and choice and all the things that you want to do. If you value making your own decisions for yourself, you don't want someone giving you the brand of cereal that you're going to eat and telling you what you're going to have for breakfast. Choose for yourself. Everything in life is like that. And government merely gets in the way of you choosing. So, learn about the issues. And then become part of the fight. It's your future. You're the ones who are going to be held hostage to this a lot longer than my generation. You have to fight for your chance to choose your life for yourself. And finally, to conservatives, libertarians, Tea Party people, my allies, my friends, people I've been fighting with for a long time. I've been in Republican politics for 15 years, and I've founded a Tea Party in Houston 4 years ago. And every day I've done something to try to move the ball forward, to try to keep liberty and freedom on the front burner. But if we don't keep working, if we don't keep working hard for good, limited government and make some sacrifices ourselves, our kids are going to be the sacrifices. That scares me. I've already written my apology letter to my children for, doing things like PTA, doing things like volunteering in their classes when I could have been out fighting this government. It was partially tongue-in-cheek, but my kids know that the reason that I'm in this entire political battle is because of them. I don't want to sacrifice my kids to other people's appetites for big government, to people who can't do math, to people who continue to deny reality. My kids shouldn't be sacrificed on that altar, and neither should yours. So, 2014 is just around the corner. Pick a candidate. Start investigating. Find an issue that matters to you. Get involved. The media's not going to help us. They're going... Surprise! Even though the AP has proven that when you get crosswise with an administration, they can come after you. The media's not going to help us. It's up to us. Andrew Breitbart famously said, if you can't sell freedom and liberty, you suck. We can sell it. We just have to try. And we just have to continue to commit to doing it. So I know you're tired. If you're a worker who's been in this movement, I know you're frustrated and probably depressed sometimes. Fight anyway. We have to. I feel better for getting that off my chest. No. Let's go do something.